Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Santi Fauziah Ramadhani. I'm from International Finance at Padang State University, majoring in Economic Education. Today, I will do presentation about communicate effectively. First of all, let's see the topic. Can we presentation? The topic is first definition of communication. Second, interpersonal communication process. The third, communication model. The fourth, types of communication. And the next, barriers of communication. Definition of effective communication. Communication comes from the word communicare in Latin, which means the sum or belong together. In other words, by communicating, someone tries to convey an idea in his mind to other people. Communication is a process where someone tries to give understanding or message to others through the symbolic message. Communication can be done directly or indirectly using a variety of available communication media. Definition of effective communication. Effective communication is communication that is capable of producing effective change in others that can be seen in the communication process. Communication has several important elements. The first is communication involves people. The second, communication means the sharing of information or sharing meaning. And the last is communication involves symbols. Characteristics of effective communication. The first is clear message. The second is correct message. The third is complete message. The fourth is precise message. The fifth is reliability. The sixth is consideration of receivement. And the last is sender conflict. Process of interpersonal communication. Process of communication. The first is communicator. Communicator or message senders are people who convey ideas they have to others with the hope that the person can understand the meaning of the message and give a positive reaction. The second is message. Message is idea or information conveyed by the communicator to the communicant. The third is communication media. Media in the communication process is a tool used to convey message. The fourth is communicant. The communicant or message recipient is the person targeted by the communicator to receive the message it contains. The last is feedback. Feedback is a response or proof given by the communicant or the recipient of the message after understanding the message given. Process of interpersonal communication. According to Joseph Devito, in the interpersonal communication book, interpersonal communication is the process of sending and receiving message between two individuals or between individuals in a group with several effects and intention objectives. According to Effort M. Rogers, in the department in interpersonal communication is word of mouth with face-to-face interaction between several private people. Characteristics of interpersonal communication. 1. The message conveyed has a two-way flow. 2. Has a two-way purpose. 3. The feedback rate communicates high for individuals' ability to overcome high selective. 5. It in teaching the community is a little slow. The result effect is the change in attitude. Communication model. The first is model classroom. The model is often used specifically in mass communication. It emphasizes that in order to understand the mass communication process, we need to study each stage in the model. Like who says what, in which channel, to who, with what effect. The second is SMPR model or Berlang model. This model has several elements. Namely, S is search, M is message, C is channel, and the last R is receiver. The third is channel and river model, or the mathematical theory of communication. This model is often called the information theory model. This model depicts a search that encodes or creates a message and delivers it through a channel to a recipient who encodes or recreates the message. Type of communication. The first is verbal. Verbal communication is the use of language to transfer information through speaking or sign language. This is one of the most common types, which is often used during presentation, video conferencing, and phone calls or meetings, and many more. The two is nonverbal. Nonverbal communication is the use of body language, gestures, and physical expression to convey information to others. Can be used either intentional or accident. For example, you may accident smile slightly when you hear the present or pleasing idea or information. The third is written. Written communication is the act of writing, typing, or printing symbols such as letters, numbers to convey information. Such communication is helpful because it provides information not for reference. Writing is usually used to share information to books, blogs, letters, memos, and many more. Email and chat are common forms of written communication in the workplace. And the last, visual. Visual communication is the act of using photos, art, pictures, sketch, chart, and graphic or convey communication. Visuals are often used as a aid during presentation. It provides helpful context alongside written and or verbal communication. The importance of effective business communication. Significance of effective communication in business. 1 is employee management, 2 team building, 3 growth of the organization, 4 is build strong relationships, the 5 is ascertain transparency and develop trust, 6 is facilitate creativity and innovation, the 6 is reduces misunderstanding, and the last organizational growth. Barriers to effective communication. First, for personal barriers. Personal barriers are obstacles that occur to communication participants, both communicator and communicant. Personal barriers to communication include attitude, emotion, stereotype, bias, and many more. 2. Cultural barriers. Cultural barriers include language and belief. Language barriers occur when the communicating people do not use the same language or do not have the same level of language proficiency. Third is physical barriers. Some physical distractions can affect the effectiveness of communication. Physical barrier communication include telephone, calls, distance between individuals, and radio. These physical barriers can generally be overcome. The last is environmental barriers. There are several environmental factors that influence the effective communication process. The message conveyed by the communicator can experience obstacles that are triggered by environment factors, namely the physical background or the situation in which communication occurs. These environment barriers include activity level, comfort level, distraction, and time. How to overcome communication barriers? The first is message sender or communicator or sender. 2 is message. 3 is receiver or communicant or communicate or receiver. And the last 4 is message feedback. Okay, everyone, is enough. Sorry for my mistake. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Bye bye.